write it down. Your income, write it. Your expenses, write it. Yeah, in fact, the list for your need and wants, make sure they're also on the list. Everything that takes money from you, make sure they're always on the list. Use your time well. A practical example is we working with a thousand and fifty, 150,000 naira. Now you have rent. You can just say maybe breakdown of rent 30,000. We have feeding 40,000. We have transport 20,000. We have data for someone like us that always finish all our money on data. We have 10,000. We have miscellaneous, all these emergency contingencies. We have 25,000. Now we have remaining 25,000. If you followed very well, I said rent 30,000. We have feeding because you have to eat. That's 40,000. We have transport 20,000. We have data because data is life 10,000. We have unforeseen contingencies. We have 25,000, and we have 25,000 remaining. If we're going to be working with 1,150,000 naira now. Now with all of this, the first thing you need to do is you. I actually kept 25,000 extra aside. Now, what do you do with that 25,000? You agree with me that I'm always saying on the program that it is not really about how big the money you intend to start saving is. It's how consistent you are with that money you told yourself you're going to be saving every month, every week, every fourth day, every fourth son, as the case may be. So it's not really about how big or how small, it's how consistent. So now, if I'm working with a town 150,000 naira and I've divided all my need, all my want, all my expenses, and I have this 25,000 naira left, what do you think I would do with that 25,000 naira if not to save it? So, like I always say to us, once you get your paycheck, the first thing you need to do is to pay yourself. Because at times you tell yourself, okay, let me just finish sorting all my bills, whatever is remaining, you will not do anything. So take it out immediately. The moment the money gets in, take it out immediately and put in a separate account, not even on your spending account because it's not going to work. So now from the example of the 150,000 naira we're working with, we have 25,000 naira left, which we're going to be keeping for our savings. And that is what we're going to be amounting our wealth from because, of course, for every time you have an asset that brings you income, be reminded that you're also a wealthy person. Use your time well. Yes, after you must have tracked your expenses, track what you use your money for, track how your income comes in. The next thing you need to do now is to try the 50, 30, 20 rule. The 50%, 30%, 20% rule. Now the 50%, if you might your need, like I said, we have rent because you won't sleep outside. You have feeding, we have transport, we have data. They're your basic need because you need to stay informed and up to date. You get so now that can go for like 60% your need. Then your savings can be 20%. If 20% is too much for you, you can bring it down to 10% or 5%. But the idea is that you stay consistent at whatever you've said. Okay, I'm going to do this. Stay consistent on it. Now you have 10% for investment. Maybe you want to put the 10% into something that will bring you more wealth, over time. Your 10% is for your savings, your investment. Then 10% for flex, because of course you need to replenish the body that makes the money. But because you want to replenish the body that makes the money, does not actually equate to you spending more than half of your salary on the first payday. You understand? So the 50-30 rule, you can do need 60%, you can do investment, you can do savings 20%, you can do investment 10%, then 10% for your flex. Hey. True word, not the cheat, my brother. Not the square person, you know, you hear? And trust me, for every time you keep a particular fund aside, tagged emergency fund, know that the money you're actually keeping is not just for keeping sake, and it's not even for flex, it's not for Christmas, it's not for Ramadan, it's not for anything. It's for the days you have issues, like real-time issues, such as you have job loss, you have medical emergency, you have family crisis. There will be something aside you can go and dip your hand. It's not every time when you have an emergency, family emergency, that you want to call a friend or phone a friend and start explaining what you're not supposed to be explaining. You understand? For every time you keep that emergency fund aside, Know that you're not keeping it because you want to do Christmas. You're not keeping it because you want to do any festive. You're keeping it because of, what if real time issues happen to me? Do I need to start explaining? What if I have this opportunity to, to maybe travel out or do something? I should have something for myself. Even if I'm going to be calling for help eventually, I should have something I can bank and work with, so that even when they want to come and assist or help me, I can tell them, okay, I have this in at hand. What can you help me with? That is why you keep emergency fund. And this is very, very important. Don't say, I don't pray for Jesus. Jesus is separate. What you should do, you will do. So there's no time to use religiosity to cover real life experiences. So don't tell me nothing can happen to me. I cannot have any issues I'll be needing an emergency fund for. You need to work for rainy days. Yes, forget I said you want to amass wealth from your basic salary, but the truth of the matter is you cannot really get this wealth from your basic or your average salary. That's the reality. Now, what you need to do basic is the fact that you still need multiple side hustles. Yes, you need to do something outside your 9 to 5. You cannot just stick to your 9 to 5 job and expect a miracle to happen. Yes, but can you get something from your 9 to 5? Very well. But can you still work alongside and have something extra for yourself? 100%. So be rest assured that yes, your 9 to 5 is beautiful, but you need something extra. Every time you need something extra to go the next level. Yeah. And of course, if you're looking for investment options in Nigeria, we have the cooperative savings, we have the treasury bill, we have the mutual funds, we have the small business, small side business, and of course, we have a skill monetization. Just look for something to do that would add to your 9 to 5. Look for something extra you need to do. Look for something that when you do it, once you do it, even when you've been stopped from coming to work, or you're being told to lay off, they lay you off work, your mind is still rest assured that no, no, I've got myself covered, that I can undo whatever I need to undo. So for every time you think of getting wealth, just know that your 9 to 5 is not everything. You need a multiple side. Also, you need to do something which can stem from the cooperative savings. You can do treasury bill, you can do mutual funds, you can do your small side business. It could be anything. And of course, you can do skill monetization. True word, not the cheat, my brother. Not this boyfriend. Yes, your salary alone is not enough. You need to acquire a skill. You need to be able to stay relevant when they call your name. There should be something attached to it. There should be somebody that is paying for something because you exist. So you need to acquire a skill which is not even negotiable. It is on 100. You need to acquire a skill as a person in 2026, as a Nigerian living in Nigeria in 2026. Hey. True word, not the cheat, my brother. Yes, you need to actually increase your income intentionally. Yes, even when you're trying to save, at times when you try to save this money and you're not really doing anything with the money saved up, at the end of the day, it will not run on the pace that it will have actually run if you actually invest that money into something that is, that's a long-term goal, even a short-term goal. So for every time you're thinking of actually how to amount your wealth, be rest assured that you need to actually get a skill. You need to be skillful, and you need to stay relevant. And of course, you need to be good at what you do. It's not enough to say, okay, I have the skill. When you're caught unplanned, can you really defend that which you said you can do? So that's also another important aspect of it. So in today's world, we actually encourage we encourage everyone learning digital skill, digital skill. We encourage to monetize hobbies. You can sing, you can dance, you can weave, you can whatever it is you can do. Just make sure you do it so well that it's being monetized. Also freelancing and even weekend small side also, so much that it doesn't affect your main job, because you don't want to really lose your main job 9 to 5 that has a constant salary over your job that comes once in a while. So you don't want to lose that. So it's always important that you balance the equation, because financial stability is not all about cutting expenses. It's about increasing the capacity. You understand? Even after you've actually cut all your expenses, you need to increase that inflow, that income, where it comes from. It needs to be multiplied. Do you understand? So for every time you're thinking of getting wealth or actually amassing wealth, also think about how you get a skill that you can defend at any time.
Yeah.
And lastly, yeah, the program is still Money Sense on your dialing station, IPower 102.7 FM. And of course, we'll be talking about how to amass wealth, how to get wealth from your average salary. Now, how do you actually break that poverty mentality? Now, the first thing that you need to actually come against, if that's the word to use, is the fact that there are common statements like, money is too hard to make. I can't really stress myself. I can't save. Nigeria is so hard. The moment you keep finding excuses for everything you do, you will remain in that excuse stream. You will just remain there. You won't even go far. So for every time you think, I can't do this, so it's not, you will just be there. It will just be a normal cycle. You will just be there complaining, and nothing will change. And the world is not waiting for you also. So yes, all those statements like money is so hard to make, I can't save, Nigeria is hard. You need to stop saying them, and you will now replace them with I can learn how to manage. I can learn to manage, I can start something small, and I can stay consistent till I eat it big.
China money, China money. Use your time well. No waka waka. No gossip gossip. Better to money come. Now true word I dey tell you so. Hey, word no be cheap, my brother. No go spoil person. You know good, yeah. China money, China money. Use your time well. No waka waka. No gossip gossip. Better to money come. Now true word I dey tell you so. Hey, true word no be cheap, my brother. No dey spoil person. You know good, yeah. China money, China money. Use your time well. No waka waka. No gossip gossip. Better to money come. Now true word I dey tell you so. Hey, true word no be cheap, my brother. No dey spoil person. You know good, yeah. China money, China money. Use your time well. No waka waka. No gossip gossip. Better to money.
Yes, for those just joining, the program is Morning Sense on your darling station, IPower 102.7 FM. And of course, we'll be making sense of how to actually generate wealth from your average income. Yes, today our topic has been centered around building wealth on an average salary, working practically, where I told us that, of course, it is okay to understand that you get money, and it's okay to understand that for every time you decide to manage your resources very well, so much that you can account for it, you would actually eventually be able to amass wealth little by little.
No dey spoil person. You know good, yeah. China money, China money. Use your time well. No waka.
Yes, and like I always say, and like I said earlier, there's no time that will stop having issues of rising cost of things in the market or hiking of things in the market. There's no time we stop having the issues of rent and transportation. There is no time we stop having family responsibility. And then, of course, there's no time we stop having social pressure. All of these things will always be there. Now, what do you do differently is the fact that you need, first things first, like I always say, from your paycheck on your payday. Any second late would amount to stories. Your paycheck on your payday. As you get your paycheck, make sure you pay yourself. And how do you pay yourself? It could be on a standing order, maybe the app you're using. Just tell yourself, this money is for my savings. This money is aside. So for every time you get a paycheck, pay yourself something separately from your account.
China money, China money.
And yes, talking about how to acquire wealth from your average salary. I said earlier, what is wealth? Now, wealth is any asset that actually generates income for you. Anything you do, maybe on the side now, like me on the side now, I actually am into home cleaning essentials. Now, that my own cleaning essential product generates income for me. So on a side, I'm actually amassing wealth. I might not be there yet now, but consistently doing what I know how to do best with my stable 9 to 5 job, I can actually get something close to actually having wealth for myself.
Better to money from that true word and I tell you so. Money I know. True word, not the cheat, my brother. Not the square person, you know you hear. China money, China money. Make you use your time well. No waka waka, no gossip gossip. Better to money from that true word and I tell you so. Money I know. Hey, true word, not the cheat, my brother.
And I also mentioned something regarding control before growth. Yes, control before growth. Before you start to live in the dreams of I want to become a millionaire, I want to be able to control multiple whatever, whatever. Can you actually control what you're actually aiming for? When you had, we've seen cases of people that would get so big, and in the space of 1 year, everything is just like that. And you're asking yourself, but I thought you had a company, I thought you had this, I thought you had that. Because you cannot actually control, and for every time you cannot control what you have, it goes off before you realize it. So now you need to learn the art of controlling before growing. Yes, how do I manage what I have? How do I manage what I work with? How do I manage what I use?
China money, China money. Make you use your time well. No waka waka, no gossip gossip.
And truthfully, you cannot really control what you don't measure. You cannot control what you don't use. So for every time you think of growing, for every time you think of getting expanded, for every time you think of dreaming so big, how well are you good at controlling that very little you have yet? Also, I made an example of us working with a 150,000 naira salary, for instance. If that is what you get as a your pay. Now, it is very important that you actually keep aside your rent, keep aside your feeding, keep aside your transport, you keep aside your data, keep aside your miscellaneous, and of course, you keep aside what is remaining. But typical of me on the program, I would always tell you, the moment you get your paycheck, remove your savings first. Like I don't know how to overemphasize it, but the moment you get your paycheck, make sure the first thing you remove is the savings you intend to work with. Yes, because I said wealth is any asset that gives you income. So whatever you do on the side, that you know that it will multiply whatever you're putting into it. It makes you, you know, helps you to acquire that wealth you actually want to have.
No gossip gossip. Better to money.
And I also talked about the 50, 30, 20% rule, which is the sales. At times you can place it on 60, 20, 20, 10, or 60, 20, 20, yeah, 60, 20, 20, 10. have family issues and be calling someone and doing so many explanations with no evidence. So the moment you get your salary, the first thing you do, you pay yourself. Aside paying yourself, you take out something for emergency contingencies. Anything can happen. You understand? You can get you can get laid off at your job front. You can anything, a family crisis, someone can fall sick at any point in time. So make sure you have something reserved for that purpose. Now, like I also said earlier, emergency fund that you're keeping aside is not to do Christmas, Easter, Valentine's Day, just any, it's not for feasting. Now, what you keep emergency fund for first could be maybe you have a situation of a job loss or medical expenses. We don't pray to fall sick, but what if it happens? You understand? So you won't be touching your savings at that point. You'll be touching the money reserved for emergencies. Or what if you have family crisis? What if maybe part of the house got burnt, anything happened, anything, something you didn't plan for. So you should be able to take out something from somewhere. So that is what the emergency fund in itself means. So it's not every time you have issues that you go back to your savings, So there's a need for you to keep emergency fund at all times.
China money, China money.
I also mentioned the investment options in Nigeria, where we have the cooperative savings, we have the treasury bill, we have the mutual funds, we have the small side businesses. In fact, small side businesses cannot be overemphasized and cannot be relegated. You can't tell me, I have a white collar job, I cannot sell this. Go on the street of social medias, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. People sell all sorts without even coming out. Like they sell it online and they make their money. So because you have a white collar 9 to 5 job, does not really stand you out, or does not make you feel too big that you tell yourself, I can't sell things, except you're not really good at that. Even when you venture into it, you cannot really account for it. So you have to do some other things, which includes the skill monetization. You can do anything. You can solve a problem. The goal is just for you to stay relevant at all times. So much that when there's a problem, you can come into the mind of anybody and say, okay, let's call this person. He has a solution to it. And when you're providing that solution, that you're getting paid. So that is where the skill monetization comes in.
China money, China money.
Now, the things that increase your income intentionally are your digital skills. Yes, and it's very good to evolve with the world. The way the world is evolving, just evolve with the world. Learn digital skills, monetize your hobbies, whatever it is you know how to do best, monetize it. Yes, then that's why you have comedians that get paid to make people laugh. You have people that even cry. So just whatever it is you know how to do, monetize it. Then freelancing, you never can tell. Although the amount might not be so like what you want, but at least something from nothing. Also, weekend small businesses, like I said earlier, it is very important that you make yourself available to be able to do small businesses, because of course you cannot actually amount wealth just by your 9 to 5. You need a skill, but you need a strong skill that is relevant today, tomorrow, and even forever. And yes, financial stability is not really about cutting expenses. Okay, I will not buy this, I will not buy this, I will not buy this. No, it's actually for you to actually increase your capacity. Whatever you're trying to put as your investment should be able to get you something that you can roll over with even before you get your next paycheck. So the fact that you're cutting all your expenses does not really solve anything. The amount you're keeping aside for your investment, is it really what, or is it really helping you so much that you're actually multiplying whatever it's supposed to come in every month? Yes, I also talked about a shift in our mindset. Now, how do you break poverty mindset? The first thing you need to do is one, you stop procrastinating. You stop telling yourself, money is too hard to find. No, 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 I can't do this. That I cannot do mentality should actually go off completely. So you constantly telling yourself, no, I can't do. Money is too hard. Me, home, me, no. See, if you know you want to make money, the first thing I've seen people say is just forget shame. Yes, forget shame. And there's a way you're going to brand whatever you're selling, as even as small as your snacks. Is when you're going to brand and package it and make it look beautiful that people want to buy. Yes, I've seen people sell beans cake. Yes, the regular beans cake for like 12,000, 12 pieces or 5 pieces, because of how much they've packaged, how much they've refined, they've gone extra miles, get a label, get a name, get an everything to it. So what we're now paying for is not really the beans cake, is the package and extra effort put into it. So you cannot tell yourself, no, 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 I can't do it. Money is too hard to find. I can't even save. How much am I even earning? All of those excuses should be actually be eradicated first. And also, away from that, also stop telling yourself Nigeria is hard, because it's not today. It started, it's not yesterday, and it's not going to end because you said so. So all of those excuses will not work for you. So you aside all of those things that you've been saying, now replace it with, okay, I can learn to manage. Yes, I can start small. I can stay consistent. And of course, when I stay consistent, I would eat it big. Not like not by saying I will stay consistent, I will start big, and you're not doing anything. Miracle does not happen. Even if miracle happens, maybe it's 1 in 100. So please, aside, you will change your mindset from I can't save, I can't work, I'm too big to do this. People should not see me do this, and Nigeria is just so difficult. Maybe when I travel out, all those mindsets would only limit you. Now you now replace them with, okay, I can manage, I can learn to manage, I can also save, and I should save. Like, very importantly, no matter how much you earn, like I always say, the most important thing is you being disciplined about the fact that even if it's 1 naira, I must save consistently from my paycheck every month. Even if it's 2 naira from my side also, I must keep aside every month. They say a drop of water make a mighty ocean. Now tell me, what if you've not been dropping that drop of water? How would it make a mighty ocean? So just consistently put your mind to the fact that I must save something every month. And before you know it, come December, you're telling yourself, no, 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 no. Can you imagine I actually made this amount from this amount? Now by then it will be a testimony. But if you don't start now, how do you have that testimony to tell us? And the truth is, small money managed well becomes big, but big money mismanaged becomes poverty. Yes, you earn 50K and you've told yourself, no matter how tough things are, every month I will keep aside 5,000. Do that consistently for 2 years and you'll be smiling. But for someone that earns 500K and feels I can't live in this kind of house, everything the person does is always on the double. You don't want to buy. Ordinarily, they sell this thing for 1,000, but because you feel you have the money, that same thing, same service it will render to you, you buy it for 10,000 naira. Wait until the person that actually earns 50K start giving the testimony, and the one that has 500K keep telling you, Nigeria is so hard. Because of what? The small money was managed well, it became big. But the big money wasn't managed well. What will it become? Poverty and stories. Yes, you can join me live on TikTok on Gist with Fluxies. Those watching me live now can see that. And of course, you can join us on our Facebook page, iPower1027 FM. And of course, for if you want to reach out to us on our studio line, 081655246999. Now, I want to ask you a question, yeah, our beloved listeners. What is the biggest financial challenge you have as a person? Like that one thing that you tell yourself, if not that I do this, if not that I'm addicted to doing this. For some, it's drinking, clubbing, data. For people like us, which I'm owning up to publicly because I'm trying to work on it. I pray God help me, and God has helped me. Yes, because I'm being hard on myself this time around. So, what is that one biggest financial challenge you face? Now, I want to read your comments. I want to get your reactions, and of course, you can call us on the studio line 081655246999 081655246999. What is that one big financial crisis, financial challenge you face? Every time you tell yourself, no, I want to save, I want to, this year I want to be accountable for whatever that comes into my account. What is that one thing that takes money from you? Yeah. And also, I want to also know: have you started investing? What is that one? What are those things you've laid your heart to do in 2026 when it comes to investing? Also, what stops you from saving monthly? What is your excuse? Because me, I've been having excuses year after year. But this particular year, I told myself, no, even if it's 1 naira, every month. And the fact that, okay, I was able to save 1 naira last month gives me so much pride that I'm doing well. So it's not only about coming here to tell you what to do, how to gain financial prudency. Even me, myself, I'm talking to myself. So at least I look back and like, oh, wow, you were able to save 1 naira this month. Wow, good girl. So I'm also giving myself that accolade. So what stops you from saving every month? What is your excuse why you've not saved? Why you are still telling stories? And why you think, even in February, I just finished Valentine's Day, Jerry. I cannot, I cannot, that I cannot mindset. What is your excuse? First, your biggest challenge when it comes to financials, your finances. Also, what stops you from investing, and what stops you from having your monthly savings? Why have you not started saving? Even when I come here every Monday to say the same thing. Once you get your paycheck, save. Once you get your paycheck, save. Okay, you told me that you just edit last month, right? Now we're done with January. This is February. By next week, maybe 2 weeks time, people start getting paid. I want you to do something for me. Yes, make sure that once you get your paycheck, you remove your savings, and on the side remove something, however small, for emergency funding. Like I said, emergency funding is not for Christmas, it's not for Umbli, it's not for Valentine's, it's not for Ramadan, it's for in case they tell you that, okay, go back home, we don't want you to work for us again, or you have something family crisis, or you have an issue that you don't really want to tell anybody. What would you do? Should it be the case that every time you have something that is bothering you, you need to call a friend of a friend that is also going through a lot, and you start explaining things that ordinarily should be with you the moment you can solve them by yourself? Is that what you want to keep doing over and over and over and over and over again? Is that the way out? So please, that's the questions I'm asking today. What is your biggest financial challenge? What is that one thing that takes reaps money from you? And also, when have you ever invested? What is that one thing you try investing in? Even if it didn't work, I want to hear it. And also, what stops you from doing your monthly savings? What has been stopping you and still stopping you?
True word not dey cheat my brother. No dey spoil person o, e no good to hear.
Okay, now the program is still Morning Sense on your darling station, High Power 102.7 FM. To those watching me live on TikTok, Gist with Floxy, thank you for staying with me, and of course for the gifts. I see them all. Thank you very much. And of course for those watching us live on Facebook, thank you for your contributions and comments, for always being there. Yes, aside all of these things, the program is not aimed at condemning, talking down, or discouraging. The program is just for you to just try your best. I got a testimony from a friend that called in on Wednesday last week and told me, "Hey Floxy, I listened to your program. Truth is, I also started saving just after I heard your program." Now you're saving your money for yourself. Yes, I'm talking about money sense because I want you to be able to have this prudency when it comes to your money. Your money is my business. So he called and told me, "Oh, because I heard your program, I also told myself I must start saving." At the end of the day, the money goes to your account. The money remains in your account. It's not coming to Floxy. But if you give it to me, I don't mind. But I'm not going to take it from you. But the fact that you have something to your name, in case of unforeseen contingencies, you can always address it by yourself. You don't need to come and start explaining to me because I'm also going through a lot. You understand it now? So yes, I was so happy when he called and told me, "Oh wow, I started saving because I heard your program, and I pray I get consistent at it." So what is stopping you from saving? Whatever the case may be, I will not be dwelling on those shortcomings. What I'll be telling you basically is the fact that, okay, fine, you need to start now. If you fail to plan, automatically you plan to fail. This is not juju, it's not village people, it's not anybody doing anybody. Nobody's doing anybody. The moment you fail to plan in 2026, this is just February 16, you are actually planning to fail and come tell us story by December 2026. There's no magic way. It's either you work and stay consistent, or you sleep, give excuses, and by the time it's December, you will tell us the same thing. I tried, but. So what is the case What do you want us to say when it comes to you? That I came here every Monday 1:30, told you about financial prudency over and over and over and over and over again, and you choose to procrastinate in 12 months or for 12 months? Is that the case? So please, I'm not here to discourage you. If you've not started saving in 2026 from your paycheck or even your multiple source of income, the time is now. Because if you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Hey, true word no dey cheap, my brother. No dey spoil person o, e no good, you hear?
And of course, be ready to celebrate your small win. Like I said, I've been able to save 1 naira, and I'm happy I saved my 1 naira peacefully. At least in January 2026, I told myself I will start saving. Yes, however small. So I look back and I'm like, oh, I did it. Now I was able to do it with the help of an app, a bank app that has an automated way of actually removing the money. So much that I don't even want to have. I am not in charge of the amount removed. My own is remove it all and let me just know that I have a saving somewhere. So yes, if I can do it, you can do it. So I'm not here to discourage you. I'm only going to encourage you. And of course, just be ready. Put your mind to it. Okay, I will do it. I earn 20K. Every month I will save 2,000 naira. No matter what happens, come what may, that money I will not touch it. Don't put it in your spending account though. Yes. Put it in a separate account. If possible, don't have the app to the account. If possible, don't have the pin, don't have anything that will make you go back to that account. Just put it there and tell yourself every month I must put something in that account. Because of course, if I do it, it's gonna be for me at the end of the year. And of course, be realistic. You cannot tell me you're earning 20K and you want to save 10K. How? How? So be realistic. If it is 1,000 you're willing to save, if it's 2,000 you are willing to save, don't go beyond. Don't start doing contributions so much that you now break. I've heard someone that told me then that when he was trying to save, he didn't mind. He was just drinking Gary just because he wanted to save. That is not a solution because of course you need your mental health. You need your good. You need to spend that money you're trying to save for the future with good health. You understand? So I'm not telling you now that you should start saving so much that you cannot even afford to get to eat good food. No, our mothers would always tell us that a body that has food in it cannot contain sickness. So the moment you are not eating good food, then that means you are prone to being sick. So what is your joy when you save and you take the money to go and give it to a doctor that would actually tell you, well, thanks for coming, and you are not happy taking the injections and all of that? So try to do things in moderation. Moderation is key. Save, flex, relax, eat something good, save, have an emergency fund, have a savings yourself, and of course still maintain your fly boy spirit because of course it is very important that you actually replenish the body that makes the money.
Right now money, right now money. Make you use your time well. No waka waka, no gossip gossip. Better till money go come. Na true word I dey tell you so. Money na no. Hey, true word no dey cheap.
Yes, we have tips for financial prudency this week. We have money tips for the new week. Now, the first thing is when your salary increases or when you start making money from those multiple sources of income, from your extra effort and all of that, don't be too quick to upgrade everything because you got a raise by maybe 100% or maybe from 70K you're earning or 80K you're earning, you started getting maybe what's it called now, maybe 150. Don't be too quick to no, I can't stay in this house again. No, I can't use this particular phone again. No, I can't. Don't be too quick to raise your standard. I'm not saying, I'm not asking you not to raise it, but at least let it take time. Do major more on your investment, major more on your savings, major more on things that actually matter. Because of course, if you go by because of you have a raise in your salary, you tell yourself, I can't use this particular series of phone again. I want to start using this particular. To what end? They are not investment. Your clothes are not investment. Your phones are not investment. The fact that every time they call you for a party or a family function, you turn up big, you spray, doesn't make you rich, and would not actually help you to get that wealth. What as our target. So yes, For every time there's a raise in your, maybe your side hustles, your monthly salary, don't be too quick to want to raise your standard of living. Yes, you cannot be earning maybe on an annual, maybe 1.2, and you're living in a house of 2.2 million naira. It's not, there's no prudency in that. There's no financial prudency in that. So for every time there's a raise in your income, don't be too quick to raise your standard of living.
They cheat, my brother. Not this perfect.
Yes, very importantly, increase your savings first. I will say that over and over and over again. For every time there's a raise in your salary, make sure your income is getting tripled. Yes, like let your savings account feel the no, my oga is now earning big. Let the first thing that you raise is your savings consistently, and of course, you can then upgrade gradually. You can start upgrading gradually where it matters. If you, because if, for instance, now maybe you get an upgrade and you decide to buy a car, forgetting that you're going to buy fuel, you're going to repair, you're going to start spending for mechanics and all of that. So, but you can actually upgrade gradually, but not like the first thing that comes to your mind is I want to change my phone, I want to get this particular bag, I want to get this particular shoe, I want to buy this designer dress. That is not the first thing that comes. Make sure the first thing that eats is your savings. Let your savings feel the new music and the new rhythm of the fact that you now earn big.
Hey, true word.
Yeah, so when you get promoted, make sure that what fuels it is the fact that it improves your future, not just your fashion. Yes, always have this mindset of okay, what can I do? What extra thing can I do to add to my income? What extra thing can I do to actually come out and the world will say, what is your new secret? What have you been doing? That kind of a thing. So make sure that is what you do for every time there's a raise in your finances. Oli Michael, thank you very much for the gifts. I see you on my TikTok page.
Hey, true word, not be cheat, my brother. Not the spoil person, you hear? China money.
Yes, because of how far our time is spent, I am very sure that we've come to agree with me today that wealth is not just luck. You're just being lucky. No, it is bettered from discipline. Yes, it is not really about earning millions. It's about managing the thousands wisely. Yes, I'll say that again. It's not really about earning millions. It's about how you manage the thousands that you get very effectively. Yes, over and over again, I would keep shouting this particular one. Start small, stay consistent, and grow gradually. Don't look at somebody's 50-year journey and measure it with your 2 years in the business or in the game. Start small, stay consistent, and grow gradually. Growth is a gradual process because, of course, you need to be able to tell the story for every step you take. For every step you take, you need to be able to tell the story of, okay, I started from this and now I am here. You don't want to tell a story like miracle. I don't know, but learn to start small, stay consistent, and grow gradually.
China money, China money. Make you use your time.
Yes, and of course, the program is Morning Sense on your darling station, iPower 102.7 FM. Many thanks to everyone that's worked with me on today's edition of the program. Many thanks to my general manager, engineer Paul Ulutu, for this opportunity to always come on board like this. To the head of programs, Olurotimi Elijah and your Fetches. So thank you very much. To the deputy head of programs, Ayabound Radio, Mama. You know I love you always. Of course, to our editors in the building, Olukemi Ajibola. Thank you very much. To the head of news, Alaba Deyemi. To everybody there, studio manager who is always here to ensure that nothing goes wrong. DJ MTK, thank you very much to the ICT, of course, to everybody, to our amazing audience, to those on our social media pages, and of course to those on my TikTok live. Only Micah, I see you. For everyone that's joined, I can't mention names. Thank you so much for the gift, for the roses, for everything. Until I come your way again, same time, same station. One thing I'm going to leave you with is what Start small, stay consistent, and grow gradually. Yes, we still have a list of endless programs for your listening pleasure. Please don't go away. Keep it locked on iPower 102.7 FM. My name still remains Florence Ibahreman. You can call me Fluxy. Have a beautiful afternoon.
Hey.